Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Unscaled Travel Show. You know, for all of our faults, the United States really knows how to throw a party. From a tiny Texas town that turns 100,000 strangers into neighbors over a weekend of strawberries, yes, strawberries, to a patch of Nevada desert where 80,000 people build an entire city and then watch it burn down. This country has festivals for every flavor of curiosity. Today, we are going to take you through the ones worth putting on your calendar, the ones worth building a trip around, and yes, a few that have absolutely no business existing, but we're so very glad that they do. Hi, everyone. I'm Jeremy Long, your host, here with my co-host and co-explorer, Amy.
Hello.
We are in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios, and we are talking about those essential festivals here in the U.S. that, you know, you just want to put on your calendar, build trips around, all that stuff I just said. Because if nothing else, I mean, we grew up in a part of Texas that, for the most part, the fairs and the small town festivals and things like that were the highlight of the calendar year.
They really were. I mean, every small town in our area had their own festival,
Sure.
And they all had a different season. So you would have a spring festival, a summer, a fall, and then some version of a Christmas festival. Plus, we had the traveling state fair that came through. So there were approximately 4 or 5 festivals every year, and you planned your calendar around these. You made sure you went to every festival because they all offered something different.
Did you have any favorites?
Well, of course. I mean, the one in our town was always my favorite because we grew up going to that one. To me, it had the best food outside of the state fair. The state fair has incredible food.
So fairs and festivals are, you know, very, very similar, you know, very much parallel to each other. But they often come down to 2 types of people. People that love to go and ride rides and people that like to go and eat.
Okay.
Which one were you? I already know the answer to this question.
Well, I think when I was younger, I was a ride person. And
Yep.
as I got older, I turned into a food person.
Well, yeah. Can't handle those rides. Going upside down and
Oh, no, I never liked
doing
that
any of
one.
that.
The zipper? No.
Oh, yeah. I think everyone knows the zipper.
I was never a fan of that one.
You know, riding in these rides that, you know, your life is in the hands of some very suspect people.
On a ride that just got off a truck yesterday.
Yeah. Would not pass safety certifications if anyone was looking closely. But you know what? That's part of the thrill. That is part of the thrill. Now, in the U.S., we have the giant festivals that I think everyone knows by name at this point. And the first one is like Coachella, right? I think most people know, even if they don't know exactly what Coachella is, they've heard of it.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because every year for like, does it go on for 2 weekends now?
I don't even know.
Whatever it is, it's all about celebrities getting their picture taken, doing stupid stuff, right?
Right. I would say another one everybody has heard of is Burning Man.
Burning Man.
I think everyone in the world at this point has heard about it, whether you actually know what it is or not.
Yeah.
It's just one of those that it comes up. You hear every year somebody's going to Burning Man.
Every single year. And that's what I alluded to in our opening. Somewhere in the neighborhood, I think in the last couple of years, like 70, 80,000 people gathering up for at least a week. I think more.
I think it goes
longer.
officially like 2 weeks. Yeah.
Where they bring campers out, they bring RVs, they do all this stuff in the middle of the desert. And eventually, like this past year didn't go too well for them because there's high winds in the desert.
Right.
And I think some friends of ours go almost every single year.
They've been going every year for the past 5 or 6 years. They were there a few years ago when they had the torrential rains and it flooded and turned everything into mud, and they were stuck there for days.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about these festivals like this that pop up in the middle of nowhere. There is no actual infrastructure.
Yeah.
So if things don't go well, there's not really a backup plan. And in this case, they were stuck there until the ground was able to dry up and they could drive off.
And specifically speaking of Burning Man, it seems like, especially the last few years, there's been an issue almost every single year, like torrential rains, winds that knock over RVs and things of this nature. And still, both the beginning and the ending of Burning Man are chaotic scenes where people wait for 4, 5, 6 hours. Sometimes, I think a couple years ago, it was 12 hours to not only get in, but to also get out.
And this is what I don't understand. It's in the middle of the desert. There aren't actually roads. So what are they waiting to get into?
I guess the one main road that takes you in, right?
I don't know.
I think you're out on like salt beds or something like that. I don't know. It's not for me. It's not for me. But and it's not to talk down to the rest of the world and their bizarre festivals. I mean, we've done an episode about worldwide festivals. In fact, if you check us out on any of the podcasting platforms out there, episode 99 is where we take a really fun look at some of the bizarre world festivals out there. But I really want to concentrate here in the United States because, hey, it's not to be outdone here. We have some really giant ones. We have some smaller ones that are just over the last few years gaining traction. 100,000 people, like I said. And then we have some really unique and weird ones. The unique and weird ones are probably my favorite ones.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're just so strange.
Well, and I feel like some have gotten to be so big that it almost feels like it isn't in the true essence of what it started
It's not the same anymore.
Exactly.
That would be your Coachellas. I think that would be your Burning Man. And this is where corporations come involved. You need sponsors to put on events, right? I understand that completely. But now Coachella is how many thousands of dollars? Now it becomes a photo shoot every year for...
Well, I was going to talk about a different one that's known worldwide.
Okay.
Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras. Absolutely.
Like this one, I feel like has just turned into a party, whereas it did have an actual reason for its beginning.
Yeah.
That, most people probably don't even know.
And it's an offshoot of what? Carnival. And that's celebrated every year in Rio, and that's one you should go and check out every single, give at least once, not every single year, but at least once. Go check that one out. But now Mardi Gras in New Orleans and the offshoots in the different places in the South, I think they've lost sight of what it actually was meant to be.
Right.
It's supposed to be a party. It's supposed to be festivities and things like that leading up to, Fat Tuesday and Ash Wednesday and all of these things, more of a religious thing. But if you just go to New Orleans and go to Bourbon Street in the French Quarter, it's something else entirely.
Yeah, it no longer represents the fasting for the Lent season. That's part of Christianity.
Yeah.
It's now just this wild drunken party, I think.
Speaking of wild drunken parties, did you ever go to the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo?
One time. Yeah.
3 million people over the course. This one's spread out over a month, and there's different things to do. But it's a huge, huge party, huge festival and fair in Houston, and you should go experience it at least once. But I don't think it would be everyone's cup of tea. But some other ones you've probably heard of: Lollapalooza, Summerfest, Bonnaroo in Tennessee.
That's just fun to say.
Yeah. 700 acres out there, Tennessee farmland, camping, just being in Tennessee, staring at people. I don't know. Whatever you do out there. But that's just a fun one. But so we have some really big ones. You know about those. You've probably read about them, heard about them for years. You're probably rolling your eyes right now. But we want to get into some other ones, right? Yeah, we're going to have some fun. Stick around. It's Unscaled Travel Show. We'll be right back.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. Sorry, my voice is a little gravelly there. Hello, welcome to the show. We're talking about some of those essential American festivals that should be on your list. And we've discussed some weird and wild festivals in the past from around the world. Mm-hmm. Every corner of the globe has wild festivals out there.
Yeah.
Here we have giant festivals. We have some icons. We have some ones that have been growing over the last few years that are honestly probably on the tipping point. Here in the U.S., we have just a really good problem to have a lot with some of these things is that you need money to put on events. And where does money come from? Here in the U.S. anyway, corporations, sponsors of any kind. And I'm not talking bad about sponsors because if you want to sponsor our show, I am desperately poor. Anyway, so I will sell out in a heartbeat. But like a lot of these festivals are starting to get to that point where it's starting to price out the average person that I think it was meant for. Right.
Right.
And it's, love, hate, whatever on a lot of things with a lot of people. But some of these you may kind of roll your eyes at, but I think they deserve a place, at least on your list to consider. Right.
Right.
This next group, I kind of grouped into like ones that are having this good vibe, festivals with a good vibe and that are growing. Naturally, you don't want to attend festivals that are failing, right? Those are those festivals that are like in the mall parking lots.
Oh,
they're really sad.
When you drive by and you're like, what are those 3 trucks in a van
Why?
doing over there?
Someone's celebrating a special moment in this sad little parking lot festival.
Oh, you're so mean.
Never mind. But anyway, these other ones have energy and a little bit of personality, unlike those sad little festivals.
You know what else these other ones have in common?
What's that?
They're all based around food. I love a good food festival because they have lots to eat there. And that's my favorite thing to do at a festival now, as we just said.
I pointed that out. The first one takes us to, the next two, I guess, take us to Texas, a place that we know pretty well. And Texas does absolutely love its festivals, also guns and also other things, right? A little place outside of San Antonio called Poteet. Now, Poteet, Texas doesn't sound like a whimsical place to throw a festival. I don't know what does.
It sounds adorable.
Right? Like little Poteet. Okay. Yeah. But about since the 1940s, it was started by the local Rotary Club to encourage World War II veterans back into farming because they came back from Europe. They were like, I don't want to farm.
And Poteet was like, we got strawberries.
Shoot, we got land and you need to work it, right? But a town of fewer than 3,000 people draws over 100,000 visitors over a weekend in April every single year. And it is an amazing festival to see in person. They have a rodeo, live music, the full-on carnival and wonderful things like strawberry judging competitions, cooking demos. What all can you make with strawberries?
What all can you eat with strawberries?
What all can you eat with strawberries? Yeah, everything like that. They even have like a court, like a king and queen strawberry.
Okay.
And then like a court of strawberry.
I did not know that.
Strawberry maidens, I guess.
Strawberry maidens.
Knights?
I love
what
it.
are the guys called? I don't know. Strawberry knights.
Jesters?
The whole town becomes the festival. That's part of the whimsy. It's like the entire town just is totally leaned into this strawberry festival because agriculture is a huge part of what makes the town tick.
Yeah, I like this. I like it because it started with a very wholesome purpose and it's built around something as very basic as, like you said, farming. They were farming strawberries and they're like, let's have a festival and encourage more people to farm strawberries. And now it has turned into this thing.
Absolutely.
That, like you said, 100,000 people descend on this tiny town for one weekend to experience this.
which is amazing because, like I said, it's about 30 miles out to the south, I believe, of San Antonio. So it is a little ways out there. And if you're not from the immediate area, sometimes these kind of festivals fly under the radar, but it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I think this year, our very own Tracy Bird.
Oh, really?
From Beaumont, Texas is headlining. That's how big this festival's got. Tracy Bird from Beaumont, Texas is headlining this. It is not a knock on Tracy. Anyway, in Houston, so right down the road in Houston, a couple hours away, is the Southern Smoke Festival. This is one that's really caught on fire, no pun intended, over the last couple of years. It was founded by James Beard Award-winning chef Chris Shepard. It is elevated barbecue. So chefs from all over putting a creative spin on classic smoked meats. I love every word in that sentence. But it is a cause-driven festival. It raises funds for food and beverage workers in crisis. So they actually give back to food and beverage workers in their communities when they're having difficult times and everything. So
I like
it is.
that.
I like. You're like, I'm going to eat and I'm going to spend money, but I like knowing that the money's going to a good cause.
Yeah, I like that too. And this sounds like a festival we would really enjoy being at.
It is growing every single year. It is very legitimate, and it genuinely offers kind of a different from standard food festivals where you get like the, turkey legs and stuff like that, which I do love. But this is something that, and oh my God, my soul is
less carnival food and more elevated
barbecue.
Which
I'm telling you, my soul is just dipped in barbecue sauce. But it's October in Houston. It is worth the trip to go down there, right? And this is the one I'm kind of talking about that might be tipping a little into the giant standpoint. And this is BottleRock. BottleRock happens in Napa Valley. And if you don't know Napa Valley, if you're from outside the United States, this is where I guess the best of our wines here in the United States are grown. The grapes and the wineries and everything else happen in Napa Valley, which is right north of San Francisco.
Yeah.
It happens every Memorial Day weekend. They're over 12 years in and they sell out every single year, over 40,000 people a day.
Wow.
The concept, very simple, right? World-class music and a culinary stage where celebrity chefs literally sometimes perform alongside musicians. In the past, they've had Bobby Flay cooking while the music headliner is warming up on the next stage, right? So just to let you in on it, like this year in particular, they have bands like Teddy Swims, right next to Lil Wayne for some reason. And then Foo Fighters and Backstreet Boys. And
that is an odd lineup.
Ludacris.
It's getting even odder.
Luda.
But I guess something for everyone is what they're trying to say.
Who don't love Luda, right? And then for some reason, Kool and the Gang. Kool and the Gang is there at Bottle.
Again, something
Battle
for
Rock.
everyone.
Something for everyone. Ticket prices, are whatever. It can get a little pricey, though, for BottleRock, right? $250 a ticket. Keep it right here on Scale.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. Jeremy Long here with my co-explorer, Amy.
Hello.
We're in beautiful Sin City, Las Vegas, in the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios. Talking about those essential festivals, fairs, things, parties that you should have on your list. At least consider. They're worth the trip. You can build an entire trip itinerary around a lot of these festivals that we're talking about today. We've mentioned some big ones, and we're going to talk more about some ones that carry different vibes and that are growing. But there is something to be said and be had about the icons in the festival world here in the U.S.
Yeah.
Of the ones we've mentioned so far, we've talked about Coachella a little bit, and even some wonderful smoky barbecue and things like that. are there any that stand out to you so far?
Well, so having been to the Texas State Fair, I think that's like a classic one that
is big.
You kind of have to go to. But I'm going to take it right back to the segment we just left, and the Poteet Strawberry Festival and the Smoke Barbecue Festival in Houston. Those two are right up my alley. The music ones seem fun. I would enjoy it for a couple of hours, but the food ones, just find me a cot to sleep on because I'm not going to want to leave. If it's a 3-day festival, we're there all 3 days eating.
It's kind of like I think you would enjoy like Woodstock.
The original. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, minus the rampant drug use. The music, and I mean, I don't think they had food out there. I don't know. Anyway, wasn't around for it. But there are iconic ones. Some of these we have visited.
Yeah.
You mentioned we kind of really didn't get to talk about the Texas State Fair. Texas does love its fairs and festivals. The Texas State Fair, which is not to be confused with the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo and everything. The Texas State Fair is ginormous.
Yes, it is.
The biggest version of it, and it travels. There's a version of it that travels that used to come through. We used to go to the South Texas State Fair, which is, the traveling version, but the big one takes place in Dallas, and it has been an icon. It has been around for decades and decades and decades. And it is another one of those where you find the most amazingly bizarre, delicious foods. Mm-hmm. I think that's where the fried Oreos first came into play years ago. And if you're sitting at home right now going, fried Oreos, we invent all kinds of new ways to be just wonderfully fat.
What was your favorite thing to eat at the Texas State Fair?
Our Texas State Fair? Either a funnel cake or a turkey leg. I love giant turkey legs.
I knew you were going to say funnel cake.
Funnel cake is like one of those essential festival foods.
Yeah, it is.
It really depends on how much of the powdered sugar. Some people like powdered sugar on it. Number one, we don't associate with those people if they like too much powdered sugar. I don't want it so much where I look like Scarface.
Well, and then some places that make it also add other toppings. So they'll put pie topping. Yes. Pie filling on top of it.
They'll put like apple slices and strawberries and different things like that.
So good.
So good. Anyway, getting sidetracked by all that. Some iconic ones that we have been to. Now, we've gone to a weekend in New Orleans years ago that wasn't Mardi Gras. Now, I'll tell you, I guess, I'm going to say pound for pound, New Orleans probably has a festival every single weekend.
Right, yeah.
They have festivals, I am not even joking, almost every single weekend.
Yeah, we didn't even know when we went that two festivals were happening simultaneously, and we kind of walked from one into the other. Yeah. This was one of the most memorable weekends of our entire life, sure. I will say.
Yeah. And the bigger ones there, if it's not Mardi Gras, then it's the Jazz Festival or it's their Heritage Festival. Mm-hmm. I think we went on a weekend where there was a tomato festival and some kind of jazz music festival at the same time. And so, and it was also the weekend of the Naked Mile, which we've talked about extensively. So we won't get into that, but 2 weekends in April and early May at the Fairgrounds Race Course. It's not Mardi Gras, okay? Completely different energy, but there is music, food, art, especially local culture, especially local art and everything, all kind of woven together. But you get a great mix, if you love music, of jazz, blues, gospel, R&B, and a special thing that in the South, especially around the Cajun area, as Zydeco. So you have international headliners alongside local legends like
Wayne Toops. People are going to be like, what is Zydeco? The best way to describe it is like polka music. Yeah. But weirder. I don't know.
Cajun
polka music.
Cajun polka music on
with the country singer. I don't even know.
It's
such a interesting mix.
It's so weird. And it's so fantastic. Zydeco music, and we mentioned a man named Wayne Toops, who headlines almost every Zydeco music festival there is in southern Louisiana and southeast Texas and beyond. And you can't blame the man. He's a legend at what he does. But anytime we heard Zydeco, it was always headlined by a legend named Wayne Toops.
But this is another festival that the food is incredible.
Yeah.
If you like Cajun food, I mean, any festival in New Orleans is going to have incredible food. So.
The food is almost worth the trip itself.
Yes,
You're
absolutely.
talking po' boys, jambalaya, crawfish, beignets that I won't let you eat anymore because you almost died the last time you had
powdered
a beignet.
sugar.
This is what New Orleans sounds like when it's just being itself. It's the heartbeat of the city. It's how everything flows. Because I think the world at large knows Mardi Gras, but they don't know New Orleans. They don't know what that beat is of that city until you go to one of these festivals and then you see it.
This does feel more about the location and the people there as opposed to Mardi Gras. It just feels more like a party now.
Absolutely. So, I mean, it's one of those things you can get to Bourbon Street and it's not overwhelmed with, inebriated people and things like that. Right? Keep it right here on Skill Travel Show. We'll be right back.
Unskilled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. Jeremy Long here with my co-festival goer, explorer, Amy.
Hello.
We're in Sin City, Las Vegas, in the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios. We're talking all the great festivals that should be on your list next time you're, trying to plan a trip around a festival. We've done that several times.
We have, and we've stumbled across some festivals when we're traveling.
Absolutely. Those are kind of the best ones.
Yeah.
We've chased Christmas markets too in European countries. That was fun. And it was especially fun to just stumble on ones that are just like local neighborhood ones. Festivals, I think, are the same way. Now, we've driven through into small towns. In fact, during the Christmas season, we were driving through, I think, Kansas. And there was a sense of disappointment, actually, because they were setting up for their Christmas festivals.
They were.
And they weren't quite ready to open the doors, and we were on a tighter schedule. And it kind of hit me. I was like, oh, man, I wish we were there for these little festivals.
I know. We didn't even think about it. We just happened to see them setting up, and it was going to open the day after we were leaving. And it
made me sad.
I know.
So I wanted to stop.
And we've done the same thing. There's a festival in Reno, and we've gone up to see our daughter, and the festival ended the day before, and it's like, okay, I wish I would have realized that we would have gone sooner.
So we're talking about these like icons that are well known. I think more people outside of the general area kind of know them, like Taste of Chicago.
Oh yeah,
Taste of Chicago is a huge festival. You might even categorize it with the Giants or anything like that of these festival worlds. But it's one of the largest food festivals in the United States. Grant Park, for 5 days in July, becomes the epicenter of just everything wonderful food-wise about the world. Really, they have vendors from all over the world. There are and that have influences in Chicago. Let me clarify. But there are dozens of Chicago restaurants, hundreds of dishes, live music stages, but it's really about the food.
Right.
And these food influences, that's what I meant to say, come from around the world. But it's Chicago, and it's supposed to just show off everything that's amazing about the city, which we know. We've traveled to Chicago.
We have, yes.
Multiple times. In fact, you're going back very soon. And every time it's like, oh, did you eat at this restaurant?
Well,
did you go
do you
here?
remember when we spent like a week in Chicago? It was right. I think we were leaving and they were setting up for Taste of Chicago. And that was our first time.
Yeah.
Because I remember we were going by the park and they were starting to put up all the tents. And we were like, and our taxi driver was like, oh, how much longer are you going to be here? Because Taste of Chicago is this weekend. And we're like, we are leaving today. I wish we could change our flight. Next time, we definitely have to be there.
So the amazing part about a festival this big is that it's free admission. You can just come and go. People walk in and out. But you just pay for food tickets and then go to different restaurant vendors and try out different things. And that's what it's supposed to be about. Like you go here, you get a little sample of this, you go here, you get a little sample of that. And it's supposed to show off the taste of Chicago. I mean, I guess it's right there in the name, right? But Chicago's food identity is on full display. So deep dish pizza, Chicago style hot dogs, international cuisines from every neighborhood are represented. And if you've never been to Chicago, this is probably your best entry point to the city.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just as iconic as going to a Cubs game or I don't want to say White Sox game because they're awful, but like a Cubs game and doing all of that.
You're going to upset some people.
Yeah, I'm going to upset all 8 White Sox fans out there. But yeah, that's it. One a little bit closer to us that we haven't experienced live in person yet, but
I want
it is
to so bad.
Extremely high on our list is the Albuquerque International Balloon Festival.
It's Fiesta.
I'm sorry, Fiesta.
Yes. I want to go to this one every year. I tell you we should go to it every year, and then we always forget. Mm-hmm. So I think right now we need to put it on our calendar that we are going. It's in the fall, I believe, in October, but I've seen pictures and it just looks so beautiful. Yeah. It's over 500 hot air balloons that they release. Mm-hmm. And then at night they like glow and it's just beautiful. And I just want to see it. It seems so pretty. Like I don't have another word for it.
They have an official event called the Mass Ascension where those 500 plus hot air balloons lift off together at dawn over the high desert. And there are hot air balloon festivals in different places. Lake Havasu in Arizona has one. In Reno, like you said, there's one. But there's nothing like this anywhere else in America. And especially at this scale, at this magnitude, and over the number of days. I mean, ballooners from all over the world descend on Albuquerque, New Mexico. And this is where you're going to find those pictures. This is, if you Google the festival, you're going to get this beautiful backdrop of hundreds of balloons. This is where it is.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And you're just looking at them, right? You're not actually in the hot air balloons. Or do you get to ride in some?
I think some years they do offer. They do offer certain limited amount of rides. But for the most part, it's
a spectator.
It's a spectator.
Which I know you've ridden in a hot air balloon.
I have.
You are not.
So our friends in Australia.
Do that again.
I love it. You have a beautiful country from the air, from the ground. I'd rather experience it from the ground. That is a one-time thing for me. But the backdrop makes it all more special, right? New Mexico has this beautiful red and orange and just bright, colorful, high desert landscape. It really just makes the visual stand out, and it makes it incredibly, incredibly unique here in the Southwest.
Well, Southwest. That's actually the name of, kind of the name of another huge festival that I think a lot of people have heard about.
Ooh.
The South by Southwest in Austin, which is enormous. And I feel like it's gone beyond its initial purpose.
Yeah, there are two major ones in Austin. There's South by Southwest and there's Austin City Limits. And I think both of them now have grown to the point where they are, yes, iconic. A lot of bands and singers that go on to major things later on debut at these two festivals because so many people from around the world are there. They've just become very corporate.
They have.
And in some locals are kind of pushing back against it. Keep Austin weird and that sort of thing. But what can you do at some point, right? Keep it right here, Unscaled Travel Show. Be right back.
Unskilled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unskilled Travel Show. Jeremy Long here with my co-festival goer, Amy.
Hello.
My funnel cake eating strawberry queen.
I'll take it.
There you go.
I'll take it.
We're in Las Vegas in the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios talking about those essential festivals here in the USA that you can plan entire trips around. You can plan your life around these festivals. A few of them anyway. We have talked about the giants and a little bit of the vibey ones and then the icons. And now I kind of want to swing it back into a little bit of the weird and fun ones.
Yeah.
That are out there that are kind of more our speed. Like we're definitely the people that want to go to festivals based on the food.
Yes.
But if the food isn't necessarily the draw, then there's got to be something just really that stands out to us to make us want to go to a festival.
Like what?
Like this first one. in Marion County, in Marion, North Carolina, is the WNC Bigfoot Festival.
Bigfoot.
If you don't know who Bigfoot is, right? I don't know. If you're from outside the United States, you might not know who Bigfoot is, right? Bigfoot is a legendary
Sasquatch, Yeti, kind of depends on what region.
Yeah, whatever region you're in. It's like a Sasquatch or a Yeti.
Yeah.
Roams the woods. And I don't know. I think beyond roaming the woods, he don't do much else because it's not like there's a legend attached to him. Like he goes out picking up chihuahuas and like throwing them or anything like that.
There's just random sightings.
Yeah. He often loves being in the background of blurry photos.
I didn't know there was a festival dedicated to Bigfoot, though. This is news.
About 30 miles east of Asheville, beautiful Asheville, North Carolina, is the WNC Bigfoot Festival, right? It started in 2018 after, what else? Reported Bigfoot sightings in Western North Carolina. That's what the WNC stands for, right? Oh. So Western North Carolina, they saw Bigfoot out in the woods, allegedly, and said, let's start a festival right now. Like, I think the same weekend they had festivals.
This cracks me up that this just started in 2018. This is only an 8-year-old festival.
and it already draws an estimated 40,000 visitors.
Wow.
Per festival. And it just started from scratch.
Wow.
Okay.
I don't have words for this one. What do they do? Do they go looking for
You're
Bigfoot?
making me laugh.
Or do they? I don't understand.
Okay. There are vendors that sell like cryptid art and crafts. So you know, even Bobo, maybe the monster of Monterey Bay, he's got a picture there. Bigfoot has pictures, all kinds of stuff. There are lectures from Sasquatch enthusiasts. People who study.
What are they lecturing on?
Safety tips. Festival plans. That's what they're selling.
Oh my god.
Anyway, there are lectures. They're just lecturing you about Bigfoot.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are they in costume? Are people wearing... Please tell me people are wearing Bigfoot costumes.
People wear costumes. People wear Bigfoot costumes to this festival. It's supposed to be joyful. It's supposed to be fun.
It sounds fun. It sounds wackadoodle
This is something I think you could win, though.
Me.
They do have a Bigfoot calling contest.
How do you call a Bigfoot? Here, kitty. I don't know.
I would imagine with the way you snore at night, that might sound like
Oh, you're getting yourself in trouble.
Oh,
right
that
now.
might sound like a mating call. I don't know.
Oh.
That's a calling contest. So if you call,
You are getting yourself in trouble.
If you call Bigfoot and he comes running out of the woods, I mean, what's the plan there?
What? Yeah. What do you do?
If you're all
I guess
lining
you
up
need
doing
one
it,
of these Sasquatch enthusiasts to tell you.
to go out there and make contact.
That's what he's lecturing on. If you come in contact with Bigfoot.
I think this festival just proves that Americans, we are so lovingly dumb. We will build a community around literally anything, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be wonderful.
I know that's not the only weird one.
No, but this is one that's high in my list. I want to go to the Bigfoot Festival.
Okay.
In fact, before we move on from it, their tagline is "Come a skeptic, leave a believer."
Huh.
So you might doubt Bigfoot exists before you get there, but you're gonna believe.
They're going to show you all kinds of blurry photos.
Boy, you're going to learn today. Not to be outdone, in Angels Camp, California, they have the Calaveras County Fair and Jumping Frog Jubilee.
I'm sorry, did you say jumping frogs?
Jumping Frog Jubilee. So in 1865, some guy named Mark Twain, he wrote a book called The Celebrated Jumping Frog of Calaveras County. A lot of people still read this book, allegedly. Okay. But since 1865, roundabout, they have been holding frog jumping competitions ever since. That's where the Jumping Frog Jubilee comes part,
Okay.
right? In this fair, you're going to have livestock rodeo, carnival rides, even a destruction derby, which that has nothing to do with the frogs.
I was just about to ask, how does that work?
But the destruction derby. People aren't out there smashing frogs together. I don't want to call us. I don't want to call us from PETA. Okay. But this is like classic Americana wrapped around a frog jumping contest. They actually have a frog jumping contest.
So what? Everybody brings their pet frog and they see how far it can jump?
A lot of these are not pet frogs. These are trained frogs.
Are you serious?
They have, yes. Absolutely.
Like a dog show, it's a frog show?
Yeah, but you're trying to get them to jump the farthest and the highest. It happens in May in the Sierra Nevada foothills, of course. But it is road trip friendly from San Francisco or Sacramento. You can get there pretty easily. Oh. But it's one of those only in America events with genuine literary roots. So unlike the Sasquatchy,
that's hilarious,
that just popped up and they're like festival time, this one is it's based in literary roots.
Interesting. All right.
A place that we've passed through staying in California is Gilroy.
Yes,
Gilroy is known worldwide for its garlic. In fact, it is one of our favorite pastimes. If we are passing through Gilroy at the right time of the season, you roll down your car windows and you are met with the lovely, incredible smell of the garlic they grow there.
Yes.
And ship all over the nation and all over the world.
Yes. I love that whole area of California because it's all the different towns have their own thing that they grow. You have Gilroy is garlic, and then like the next town over is artichokes, and you have the strawberries, and you even have the almond farms and dates. Like, I love this area. So I did not know that Gilroy had a garlic festival, but I was just reading when you said that they used to do this annually, and they actually have taken a 6-year hiatus, and they are bringing it back this year because it was so missed by their attendees.
Absolutely. Gilroy is and calls itself with great applause that it is the garlic capital of the world. So every summer they prove it. Like I said, in summertime you drive through there and it smells delicious, right? But they have garlic themed cook-offs, garlic ice cream. Yes, garlic ice cream, garlic everything, celebrity chefs, cooking competitions, live music. All of that can be had at the Gilroy Garlic Festival. And not to be outdone, I mean, you mentioned the Artichoke Festival, which has a famous past winner of being the Artichoke Queen.
Yes.
Who was that?
Before she was Marilyn Monroe, Norma Jean was the Artichoke Queen.
Yeah, she was one of their very first artichoke queens.
And you and I just stopped through there and took a photo with the world's largest artichoke.
Yes. Yes,
because that's what we do when we travel. It
sounds like a joke, which most of it is. I mean, it sounds like coming out of my mouth. until you're there and you realize how much fun garlic obsessed people like us are actually having.
Yes. Garlic ice cream, though. I don't know about that.
The next weekend is the Kissing Festival, which, you know, you still have some garlic on your breath. Kissing people. Unscaled Travel Show. Be right back.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. Jeremy Long here with my co-host, Co-Explorer Amy.
Hello.
For all of our past episodes and interviews, check us out, unscaledtravelshow.com. We have a bunch of new subscribers on both YouTube and Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Thank you so much for checking us out and keeping the love going. Sounds weird. Should have came up with something different to say. All right. We're talking about these essential festivals here in the United States that you can build an entire trip around, or a weekend if you're just happen to be around and want to do some weird, wild stuff. The United States has plenty of weird, wild festivals, right? Especially like those shoulder seasons, like spring and fall. Mm-hmm. There are, tons. Such good festival weather.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's some weird ones too.
We do definitely have some weird festivals here.
But what, is a good question, is what makes a festival feel like it belongs to a community versus one that just happens in a city?
Oh, that is a good question. I think it's kind of like, what's the basis of it? Is it, because we've talked about how some of these festivals have become very corporate. Uh-huh. I think just referencing, maybe South by Southwest, it started as like this local festival to promote music and art and movies and all these other things. And it has grown to the point where it's no longer about that in the community. It is more of this like corporate launching point for musicians, maybe.
Yeah. It's expanded to so many things. It's not only art and like a little bit of food now, but like tech.
It's very tech. Yes.
And it's been tech for years.
Yeah.
The last time I went was probably 15 years ago. But it's one of those festivals that I think has just reached that saturation point of the tickets are so expensive. It's so corporate, who can get on stage. It used to highlight the Austin music scene.
Right.
And now you have to have all of those typical connections to get on it. So, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with either one, but it kind of, I guess, puts you in a position of like, is this something real or is this something that's just been marketed to me?
It feels manufactured at that point. Yeah.
Something that doesn't feel manufactured. In New Mexico, they have a lovely festival that I know is high on our list. It happens every July around the July 4th weekend, and that's the Roswell UFO Festival.
I love it.
For those of you not in the United States, Roswell is where we had one of our, it was the big one, where an alien ship crash landed and it kicked off this whole supposed aliens are watching us and taking us up and probing us kind of thing here in the U.S. But it happens every year. About 50,000 people descend on very tiny Roswell, New Mexico. It's a very tiny city, but it's one of those cities that's 100% leaned into the alien and UFO.
They know why people come and they give it to you.
Yeah, absolutely. But it commemorates that 1947 event there in Roswell. But they have drone light shows. They have alien costume contests, an alien pet parade. Now, that could be a Sasquatch. That could be a jumping frog. That could be a Chihuahua in a uniform. They have UFO expert talks, which I'd love to see the UFO people.
Talk to the Sasquatch people?
Yes.
That would be hilarious.
And have them just lecture off, like, who's a bigger deal?
What if the Sasquatch is driving the UFO?
That would blow some minds.
Maybe we just started a new festival.
But it is a full sci-fi fantasy convention. There's one called Galacticon. Is that part of it? I think it's part of it.
I think that's part of it, yeah.
But it's really affordable. Most of the events are free or very low cost. So whether you're a believer or a skeptic, or you just happen to be passing through on that particular weekend, it is one of those festivals that's, I think, growing, which is amazing because the incident happened in 1947. It's been talked about, since then. And festivals of all kinds have been going on since then. But this one is still, it feels like it flies under the radar and it's still growing, but it's still almost pure. It's still just for the love of the game.
Exactly. That's why I think this one does stay in that category of like local small town festival, even though it does get 50,000 people. This is one of those like niche type of festivals. Yeah. And I'm just curious why exactly it's on our Independence Day weekend, because I don't think that's when the actual incident happened, that time of year. It's just, to me, an interesting day to say, oh yes, we're going to have a festival about UFOs on the day our country's celebrating their independence.
Is there anything more American though
than aliens?
Yes.
I don't know.
One of their taglines this year is "Declare independence from gravity." I
love it. It's so quirky. I want to go. I really want to go.
Quirky ones that we're talking about. Hey, look, if we can build a festival about frogs jumping based on a Mark Twain book or Sasquatches,
sure.
Why not, right? Not to be outdone, in Estes Park, Colorado, there is a frozen dead guy days. You heard that right. A frozen dead guy days. This is based on a true story, right? A Norwegian man named Bredo Morstol, sorry, I probably butchered that, was cryogenically frozen in 1989. His family eventually stored him in a shed in the Colorado mountains. He's still there, allegedly. So the town of Estes Park, Colorado, turned this into a festival because, of course, they did. The highlight is the coffin races. The coffin races are exactly what they sound like. It's people building things. You put a coffin on it and you push it. They're not driving the coffin or anything. So it's not exactly.
I'm thinking those like little race car races, the box cars or whatever. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
It's almost like that. But if you go to frozendeadguydays.com, which is the website, I wonder if they ever worried, like, is this available? But if you go there, you see one of the first things that pops up is the coffin races and people putting it on various things and pushing it down a hill, having a race with it.
Hilarious.
So much fun.
I just don't know how you go from dad died, we froze him, let's have a festival about it.
There you go. They have, of course, a frozen t-shirt contest.
Okay.
Is that okay? Also, they have a hearse parade, which dead guy stuff, right?
Of course.
They get carried around in hearses. And there's an ice turkey bowling. I don't know how the ice turkey comes into play. Oh, maybe because he was frozen.
Yeah.
So it's frozen ice.
I mean, that would make sense. But what about this makes sense?
There is also, I'm coughing, a costume ball where attendees dress up as Grandpa Bredo. And, of course, the Ice Queen. Not ice cream. Ice Queen.
I love it. I think we need to go.
Happens in March every year. Estes Park, if you don't know, is near Rocky Mountain National Park. So you go there.
That sounds hilarious.
See some absurdity and go visit one of our beautiful national parks at the same time. One we have covered before, also in Colorado, because something's going on in Colorado. I think a few years back they legalized recreational drugs, and now things are really getting fun there. But they have the Great Fruitcake Toss every January for nearly 30 years. The premise is get rid of your unwanted holiday fruitcake by throwing it as far as possible, which coincidentally may lead right into the dead guy thing, right? So there are different methods allowed. You can throw it by hand, by cannon, or by catapult.
I would love to see this, especially the by cannon. I can picture the catapult. I can't picture the cannon.
I mean, anytime anyone has ever given you a fruitcake, isn't that what you wanted to do with it?
No one's ever given me a fruitcake before.
I mean, I remember getting them as like a child. I mean, they didn't give me a fruitcake, but
you
they
had
gave
a
the
food
family.
fight with it?
No, like you just want to drop kick that thing, but you're afraid of hurting your foot. Is right. People give fruitcakes, and I haven't met one person that likes a fruitcake.
I've never actually tried it ever. I don't even know what all is actually in a fruitcake.
Well, there are categories for distance, accuracy, and balance. There's also a great fruitcake bake-off, if you're that committed to it.
Nope.
Live music, food vendors. I don't know if it all has to do with fruitcake, but it's all there. And then, of course, Point Pleasant, West Virginia has Mothman festivals. West Virginia also has the Bridge Fest that makes its round every year on TikTok. And people jump off bridges. So don't do that. Anyway, hope you had fun. We sure did. See you next time on Scale Travel Show.